Ryne AI calls itself the #1 AI humanizer. 2.3 million students, 15 plus AI models, and a claimed 99.9% success rate against Turnitin and GPTZero. I logged in and tested all 6 tools. Here is the honest version. Here is why this matters. When a humanizer fails, you do not lose a refund, you lose a grade, or you get an academic integrity flag. So these claims have to hold up. Ryne is not just a humanizer, it is an all-in-one study suite. One login gives you a humanizer, a multi-model chat, an essay composer, an AI detector report, a lecture note taker, and a citation finder. This is the dashboard the second you log in. All 6 tools up front, your coin balance top right, and almost no onboarding friction. For a stressed student, that simplicity is the first win. First impressions online are warm. One student on the Ryne subreddit called it, quote, a game-changing tool that boosts your grades and streamlines studying. The scale is real. 2.3 million students, more than 15 AI models under the hood, and support for over 100 languages. This is not a weekend project. Pricing runs from free to $99 a month. A free Amethyst tier, then Sapphire at $20, Emerald at $30, and Ruby at $100. Most students live on free or Sapphire. So who is this actually for? Students and budget writers who want one cheap subscription instead of 5 separate ones. Everything runs on coins. The free tier hands you about 100, and each humanizer report spends some. Run dry and you either wait, earn more, or upgrade. Let us go inside the tools and actually use them, starting with the 4 study tools, then the humanizer and the detector. Ryne Chat is the hub. You get GPT, Claude, and Gemini in one window, plus power-ups like web search and video analysis. Ask a question and it answers like any modern chat tool. Essay Composer is more structured. You give it a topic, then walk through context, length, type, style, references, and structure before it drafts. It is built for academic essays, citations included. Lecture Lab is the newest trick. Upload a recording, paste a YouTube link, or record live, and it turns the lecture into notes, flashcards, and a practice exam. Citation Kitchen finds real academic sources for a claim, or checks an existing paper's references. Pick APA, MLA, Chicago, or Harvard, and how many sources you want. Across all 4, the interface is clean and consistent. No clutter, and basically no learning curve. Now, the tool that carries the brand, the humanizer, and the detector report that grades it. Does Ryne actually beat the detectors? Here it is live. I pick the balanced mode, paste in some obviously robotic AI text, and hit humanize. A few seconds later, it rewrites the passage to read more naturally. On quality, one user summed up my experience. Quote, the rewritten version felt less formulaic, and the sentences sounded more like a person wrote them. Ryne also bakes in an AI report that runs your text past 4 detectors at once: Turnitin, GPTZero, Zero GPT, and Ryne AI. Handy in theory, but watch the catch. On the free plan, it is already out of reports and asks you to top up. But here is the honest part. On short text, it scores well. On long academic writing, independent tests show it still gets flagged. Day to day, getting started is painless. Sign up free, no card required, and you are testing the humanizer in under a minute. The catch is the coins. The free tier gives you roughly 100, but the deep check report needs a paid plan. You will hit the wall faster than you expect. And support is where trust cracks. One user wrote, quote, I signed up for the $19.99 plan but got charged $250 for a year and it keeps getting flagged by Turnitin. Reviews on support are genuinely split. Some people praise it, others wait weeks for a reply. How does Ryne stack up against the humanizers people actually compare it to? Walter writes, and Undetectable AI. This question explores how Ryne measures up in terms of writing quality, natural language flow, and the subtlety needed to distinguish from human writing. It touches both the strengths and weaknesses that users notice when comparing it to these competitors. Against Walter writes, Ryne wins on breadth and price. It is a whole suite, not just a humanizer, but Walter tends to hold up better on long, serious text. Against Undetectable AI, the story repeats. Undetectable is more consistent at the one job of bypassing detectors. Ryne gives you far more for the same money. A reviewer who tested both put it cleanly, quote, I ran the same content through both tools against GPTZero, Turnitin, CopyLeaks, and Originality.ai. Here is what actually happened. On pure price, Ryne is hard to beat. $20 for the whole suite, where rivals often charge similar money for the Humanizer alone. So let us total it up. First, the genuine strengths. The pros are real. 6 tools in one subscription, the best price for students, multi-model chat, and a built-in detector report most rivals do not offer. The cons are just as real. It is inconsistent on Turnitin and long text. The output still needs your editing. Coins vanish fast, and support is a gamble. A full test review did not hold back. Quote, we tried its humanized output on GPTZero and Turnitin and others. In almost every case, it still got flagged. So the one thing the marketing leans on, beating Turnitin every time, is the one thing you cannot fully trust. To be fair, Ryne ships fast. Lecture Lab and Citation Kitchen are both new, and there is now a Chrome extension to humanize and detect on any site. 2 brand new tools in one cycle, plus a browser extension, tells you the team is active. This is not abandonware. Buy it if you are a student who wants one affordable suite. You do short rewrites, you'll edit anyway, or you want several AI models and lecture notes in one place. Skip it if your work is high stakes and graded by Turnitin, if your papers are long and technical, or if you expect a perfect set and forget humanizer. It is not that. If pure detection bypass is all you need, look at Undetectable AI or Walter Wrights. For an all-in-one study tool at this price, Ryne is still one of the few. Let us talk real numbers and the smart way to pay. Sapphire is $20 a month for 10,000 coins. Emerald is $30 for unlimited words. Ruby is $100 and adds API access. Most people never need past Emerald. The free Amethyst tier is a genuine trial. All the tools capped at about 250 words, a humanize, and 100 coins. Enough to judge it before you pay. If you do commit, pay yearly. The annual toggle is 60% off the monthly price. So, after using all 6 tools, here is the verdict. 3.5 out of 5. As a cheap all-in-one study suite, it is genuinely good. As a guaranteed Turnitin beater, it is not. The honest answer is, it depends. For everyday studying and drafting on a budget, yes. For a thesis you cannot afford to flag, no. I will leave you with a long-term user. Quote, I spent months using both Ryne and Walter Wrights. Here is a no-nonsense review of how they compare. The numbers in one line. 2.3 million users, 6 tools, 1 subscription, and a clear list of caveats you now know. Links and the current best deal are in the description. My advice, start on the free tier and test it on your own writing before you pay a cent. Subscribe for more honest tool reviews.